Have you ever simply vanished from someone's life? Not because you wanted to hurt them, but because you had to? Maybe you needed space, or maybe you couldn't bear the weight of a relationship that no longer felt right. Whether it was a quiet exit or an emotional retreat, the aftermath of disappearing isn't just about physical absence. It's about a whirlwind of powerful emotions. Emotions that ripple through both you and the person you left behind, altering the course of your lives. Today, we're diving deep into 9 emotions experienced when you vanish from someone's life, and how Stoic wisdom can help you make sense of it all. You might find yourself reflecting on the choices you've made, or even on how others might feel when you disappear. But there's a deeper, more meaningful lesson hidden within each of these emotions. By the end of this video, you'll gain not only clarity about the emotional turmoil of vanishing, but also powerful insights to help you navigate similar situations in the future. So stick with me. This one is a game changer. Today, we're not just talking about the pain of disappearing from someone's life. We're uncovering the raw, real emotions that follow and learning how Stoic philosophy can guide us through them. If you've ever faced the emotional weight of disappearing or have been left behind, this video will hit home. Let's get started. The first emotion, confusion. When you vanish from someone's life, one of the first emotions they're likely to experience is confusion. They're left with questions that may feel impossible to answer. What happened? Why did this happen? It's as if you've erased yourself from the equation, and without any explanation, their mind is left spinning. Confusion can be unsettling because, as humans, we seek closure. We want to understand why things change. In Stoic philosophy, we're taught that we can't control the reactions of others, but we can control our own responses. While it's difficult to deal with this confusion, remember we are not responsible for how others interpret our actions. We are only responsible for our choices. 2, the second emotion, anger. Next comes anger. The person you've left behind might feel angry. Angry that you didn't give them the opportunity to address things. Angry at what feels like betrayal. They could see your absence as a form of rejection, a cold decision that they had no say in. This is a tough emotion because it doesn't just stem from the action of you leaving. It's also about unspoken expectations and unmet needs. In Stoicism, we learn that anger is a response to unmet expectations, and it's important to remind ourselves that we can't control others' emotions. We can only control how we act, how we process situations, and how we grow from them. 3, the third emotion, relief. While it might seem counterintuitive, relief is a common emotion that comes after vanishing. Sometimes escaping a toxic relationship or a draining dynamic can bring a sense of freedom. The weight of constant tension or the feeling of being misunderstood fades, and in its place is a quieter, more peaceful existence. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of inner peace. It teaches us that letting go of unhealthy situations can be an act of self-care. Relief doesn't mean you don't care about the other person, but rather that you're choosing your emotional well-being over a situation that's no longer serving you. The fourth emotion, loneliness. On the other side of the coin, the person you left behind may experience deep loneliness. They might struggle with the absence of your presence, missing not only the conversations, but the emotional connection they once had with you. In Stoicism, there's a powerful understanding that human connections are important, but they're not the foundation of our happiness. While loneliness is natural, it's also an opportunity to build emotional resilience. It's a reminder that we can be content in our own company, that we don't need others to validate our worth, and in the absence of someone else, we can find and nurture our own inner strength. 5, the fifth emotion, guilt. Guilt is another emotion that often surfaces. You may feel it because you didn't give the person the closure they might have deserved. You might regret leaving things unresolved, or wonder if there was a way you could have made the situation work without walking away. Stoicism teaches us that guilt should be a signal to reflect, not to punish ourselves. It's okay to feel responsible for our actions, but we must also accept that we can't always control the outcomes. Guilt can help us grow, but only if we use it to make better choices in the future, not to drown in regret. 6. The sixth emotion, fear. Fear is another powerful emotion that often accompanies disappearing from someone's life. The fear of how they'll react, of the consequences you can't predict, or even the fear of being judged for leaving without explanation. Stoics view fear as a natural, yet often unnecessary response to the unknown. They believe that fear only holds power over us if we let it. By acknowledging that we can't predict every outcome, we learn to accept uncertainty and focus on what we can control, our own actions and peace of mind. Fear doesn't have to paralyze us. It can be a call to act with courage. 7th emotion, sadness. Sadness is inevitable when something or someone we valued slips away. Whether it's the loss of a relationship, friendship, or the idea of what could have been, sadness is a natural response. Stoicism reminds us that all things are temporary, and with that understanding comes a bittersweet acceptance of loss. We don't try to suppress sadness, but instead allow it to flow, knowing that it too shall pass. Sadness doesn't have to overwhelm us. It can be a chance to reflect, learn, and ultimately heal. 8. The 8th emotion, hope. Even in the midst of pain, hope often emerges. The hope that you and the person you left behind will both grow, find peace, and ultimately heal. Hope is not just wishful thinking, it's a driving force. Stoicism teaches that no matter how challenging a situation may seem, we have the ability to shape our future through our choices. Hope is the belief that things can improve, that both parties can find their own paths forward, and that with time, things will get better. Hope fuels our perseverance to face tough times with resilience. 9. The 9th emotion, acceptance. And finally, acceptance. Over time, both you and the person you left behind may reach a place of acceptance, not of the pain, but of the situation itself. Acceptance is one of the core tenets of Stoicism. It doesn't mean giving up or resigning to the past, but rather understanding that things happened as they did, and that we can't always change them. With acceptance comes peace. We let go of the need to control or understand every outcome, and instead we focus on embracing the present moment, learning from our experiences, and moving forward with clarity. If you've felt the intense roller coaster of emotions from vanishing, whether you were the one who left or the one left behind, you're not alone. The feelings of confusion, guilt, anger, sadness, and even hope are all part of a journey that can ultimately lead to growth, clarity, and peace. But here's the thing. Learning how to deal with these emotions is not just about surviving. It's about transforming them into wisdom, strength, and a deeper understanding of yourself. And that's what we're here for. If this video spoke to you, if you've ever struggled with the complexity of emotional goodbyes or found yourself questioning your own decisions, you're not just a passive viewer. You're someone who's seeking answers, growth, and a way to navigate life's most difficult moments. And that's exactly what we explore in every single video on this channel. So if you want to continue this journey, to understand more, to find peace amidst chaos, and to embrace the wisdom of Stoicism in your daily life, hit that subscribe button now. It's time to stop just surviving and start thriving. Join our community where we learn, grow, and face life's toughest challenges together. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Subscribe for more wisdom. Watch next, How to Let Go Without Guilt.